Hi, I'm Mike from Scoutadelic, and how do you play Minesweeper? Find out. Hi, I'm Mike from Scoutadelic, and spice up your scouting, do something different. Subscribe to the channel right now. Do it, go on, check that you subscribed. It's for free. You are gonna access tons of activities, games, you name it, it's all on here, and it might inspire you to do something different with your scouting, which is what we should be doing. We should be trying new things every time. Today, I'm gonna teach you how to play Minesweeper. Now, this came from Guild War Reunion, so if I was chatting to you and you came up with this, well, I'm stealing the idea now, so it's all mine. The idea is simple. You are going to draw a grid on the floor in your hall or wherever you are. So there is a massive grid. Now, you can have it as big as you want or as small as you want. The smaller it is, the easier it is for the scouts or whoever's playing it. The larger it is, the more complex it could be. And the larger it is, you could actually have a different path for each of the teams, so that actually it's a little bit different for them all, okay? I'm going to show you how to do a smaller version, and then I'll show you another way that you can obviously do it with a bigger version and different ways and ideas of doing this. So before the game starts, the leaders need to draw a grid and have a path as to which ones are the right squares and which ones are the wrong squares. It could be simple that you actually do one on each of the 4 lines. So for example, that one, that one, that one, and then that one, okay? Or it could be connected up, so they can go on that one, then that one, and then they go along to here, and then up, and then up, and then along, along, and along, and then they can do it that way. Alright, so there's 2 different ways that you can do it, but explain it to the scouts. So in the small version, what you could have is, you have your squares in the middle. You'll have each of your teams in the corners, and you'll get them to number themselves 1 to however many. So if there's maximum of 5 in each, 1 to 5. If there's 7 in one, then 1 to 7, and some can obviously duplicate their number. Call the number out, and they run around and they sit down, and the first person to sit down gets to obviously start on one of the squares. And they're trying to get from this side to the opposite side, okay? Now, if one of the scouts actually hits the wrong square, then they have to go sit back down, and the others have to remember this path. Now, what you could do is you could let the second person have a go and obviously try to remember the certain path. The third person and the fourth person do it that way. Or alternatively, it's only the first team that actually gets a chance to go at this, so that the others have to remember, and all of them have to remember, because the teams are not helping them to map which square. There's other ways to do this, okay? The other way is that you hide it from, so you have everyone obviously over here, and you hide the grid, so no one's actually seeing who's making which. So all 4 will come along here. Obviously if you've got 4 groups, and then each one will have a go, and then they'll have to go back and communicate, and that is what it's all about, communication, okay? So that's a really cool way of playing Minesweeper, and various different versions of it. So there's other ways where if the group is sat here, you can have like a board up or something that will stop them if you've got access to that. Again, use what you have to your advantage here, but there are various different ways of doing this and trying to communicate and trying to remember the different ways of doing it. And there we are, really fun, simple, quick, easy game for you to play, and you can mix it up. Now, if you're going to do a bigger version, for example, then you could have multiple ways of doing it. So you could have that this is one way, but then another team will have a different route. So they're all trying to get to a certain point or position, but they've got this many different versions of it. So they can watch another team, but that's entirely going to be a different route to what they need to do. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it around, and I'll see you again soon for another one of these. Bye.